Hey YouTube, working on this 94 Dodge Ram. We'll apply the same for the second generation. This is a 4x4 truck, and we're installing a lift kit on it. On this truck, it will be this lift kit, which is a spacer in the front, shocks or spring, and we don't have a compression tool for the spring, so we're just gonna do it by hand. I'm gonna show you how to do it. These are the ones that go in the back, and I also have the how to install one side of this. So we have all the shocks or shock absorber, and we have the U bolts as well for the back. I'm gonna show you how to install the spacer in front and the ones in the back in this video. First things you need to do is remove the tire, but make sure you install your jacks in the frame and not in any part of the front differential on this thing, because you're gonna need the whole front differential to go down. This thing needs to go all the way to the floor in order to remove that spring, because again we don't have a spring compressor or compression tool for that spring, so we need to lower this differential all the way down. How do we want to do that? It's very simple. Again, you will remove the tire, and then you are going to remove the stabilizer bar. So you're gonna remove this nut right here, right, and then you're gonna remove it from here. Now I'm removing this whole thing because I have the whole front suspension brand new, and I'm gonna install new parts on this. So I'm gonna remove this. Also, you're gonna remove this one right here, and that way uh, this is gonna be able to go all the way down. So so far that's all the parts that we need to remove right now, so we're gonna get to it. Okay, so to remove this one you're gonna need a 5/8, and this one is easy because it locks in the bottom, so you don't have to worry about that. But this one, it kind of have um, you can use an 8mm to start to removing it from here. You also have to lock the nut to start removing it little by little. I got this pliers right here, and you install it there. I lock it right here, and then with the 8mm, you start just removing it. All right. It's hard. You can use some penetrating oil, but it's gonna come off eventually. There you go. So it's out. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna remove two bolts from the stabilizer bar. Right here there's two bolts holding this on this side. So those are gonna be 15s. We're gonna remove that. As soon as you remove those bolts, you're gonna be able to lower this bar from here, or just to get it out. There it is. It's out. We're gonna remove it from here. It was kind of stuck there, but we got it out. And again, I have a new parts for this, so we're gonna replace them. There is no more bushing in the bottom. You see that? So after you remove the stabilizer bar, the next thing we need to do is remove this part right here. Let's remove this part. So we're gonna remove this pin, put it straight, remove the pin, remove this nut, and we're gonna proceed to hammer this side to get it out of there. And after that, we're gonna be able to let this part go all the way down. We're gonna use a jack for it before we remove this. So we're gonna lift it up a little bit so we can get this out of the way, and then we're gonna just let it drop. And then this will be a 16. We do that right there. So it's way easier. There we go. I want to hammer in this side right here. There it is. It's out. Right. So since this thing is out, the only thing right now holding this whole assembly will be the bolts on top. You need to remove one, two. There's going to be a third bolt. You have to get it from the engine bay. Have to get it from the engine bay side. Those are going to be, and those are going to be 15s. As soon as we remove that, this whole thing is gonna drop. Okay, so you know. But what we're gonna do before we do that, we're gonna put our jack to support the whole assembly. Alright, we're just gonna lift it a little bit. We just don't want to have a lot of pressure on the assembly when we're removing it. From the engine bay side, we're gonna remove this air intake pipe. So we're gonna need to remove this loafer for the strut, and also we're gonna need to remove the other 50 millimeter bolt. I'm just gonna leave it there. I want this to be secure when I'm removing this, so it will be better for the grab. Take your time with this, because it's kind of hard. Have to go little by little with a 9mm here, and then with a wrench over here. And now we can remove the 50 millimeter nut from here. Now we're gonna be able to remove this thing. There you go. Now we need to remove the bolt that is holding the strut in the bottom. You're gonna need a 13/16 for that. And the bolt is out. The lug is gonna be the other side, and we're gonna need to get it out of there. There's the lug. Alright, so now we can remove this strut from here. If it's kind of stuck, you can use a pry bar. There it is. It's out. It's out of there. Now it's time to lower this whole thing. It's gonna drop all the way to the floor, so we can get out this spring. So we can remove this spring. And we can remove this spring from there. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trim a little bit here before I keep going with this stuff. Actually, we need to remove this thing too. And we're not gonna need this. But we're gonna use this bushing, this plastic bushing. We're gonna use it. So don't get rid of this one. We're gonna clean a little bit here, and then we're gonna come back to keep going with the install. Okay, so on the lift kit, we have the spacer, right? So the way we're gonna install this, you're gonna get your bolts, and you wanna install it right here. Make sure it locks in there. All right, we got 3 of those. We want to install the 3 bolts there. Now we're gonna go to the fun part. When you need to install it or put it there with the spring without a compression tool. So this bushing that we removed from there is gonna go right here, okay? Right there. And you got also the caps for the bolts for where they were sitting before. And what you're gonna do first, you're gonna install this thing, okay? And the way I like to do it, put some nuts there, alright, just to hold it in place. And what you can do, the three of them, and we're gonna install this thing right here, okay? Now after you do that, you're gonna get your spring, and make sure, you're gonna see here where the spring was sitting before. Let's try to install it the same way. Make sure you see how it was installed here. So it's gonna be the same here. So we're gonna put this here, all right, and then we're gonna get the spring and put it in there. All right. So I want to show you how it is right now, all right, just so you know what are we gonna do. Now we're gonna use a pry tool. A long one will work better. Then we're gonna just lift a little bit and then push it in, all right, so you can sit there. This is the hard part because we don't have a compression tool. So let's use a pry bar. There you go. It's not that hard really, it's not really that hard. So now that it's in place, what we're gonna do, we're gonna lift this differential again, but that way this thing is gonna sit in place. Okay. Now that we're here, it's time to install our strut or the shock. The only thing that is no good on this kit for this truck is that the bolt that locks in the strut. The only thing is that the bolt that locks in the strut, it doesn't fit through there, right? It's too big. So what I did in the other side, I drilled. This is just a small difference, but that prevents this bolt to go in there, right? So we're gonna need to drill here. Yeah, it won't be that big that you're gonna destroy the whole metal part, because you don't want to do that. Otherwise the bolt is gonna be sitting only on the bushing, and you don't want that. So just a little bit, get a drill bit big enough so you can put it in there, and you can remove some of that exit, so some of the metal right there. And I think that's aluminum if I'm not mistaken, because it's really easy to remove. And then yeah, you can put the bolt through there. So we're gonna work on that, and then we're gonna come back and install it. Okay, after you make sure you drill this hole a little bit bigger, we're gonna install the strut on the top. And we want to secure it first, and then we're gonna put the bolt in and the lock. There is a small space here on this side, so you have to work your way in there. It's kind of hard to do it, I'm not gonna lie. At this point, we're going to remove the nut from here, the top of the shock. We're going to remove one bushing only, and then we're going to start removing this nut as well. The lock washer. We're going to install this thing. Then. And you're doing this without installing the bottom part first, because you don't want any pressure on the shock absorber when you put it in. All right, so you don't want any pressure here before you install this part right here. So we're gonna put the bolts back in from the bottom and secure this part. After you secure that, we're gonna put our floor jack. We wanna start lifting that differential. And as soon as you lift it, you will have plenty of space to work here with this thing. There you go. Now we're going to install the plate and then the nut. And I'm using an 11/16 to turn this thing, but you can use also a 17 mil. So we're gonna need to torque this nut down. All the way, and then you secure all these hex nuts right here. And after that, well, you only have to put back the stabilizer bar and all of these joints, put it back together. um, I already replaced this one for a new one. We're gonna install it there, and I have all these replacement for all of these parts, so we're gonna replace all of these for new ones. That's pretty much what you have to do to install this lift kit in the front. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please consider like and subscribe. Thank you very much.